In the year 2375, humanity had reached farther into space than ever before. The stars were no longer just distant lights in the night sky. They were destinations. Earth's scientists and engineers had worked tirelessly for decades to create machines that could withstand the harshness of deep space. Among these creations was the US Colossus Asterisk, a Titan-class warship so large it could carry entire armies within its hull. It wasn't just a ship, it was a symbol of human achievement, a floating fortress designed to protect Earth's interests across the galaxy. Captain Logan Hayes stood on the bridge of the Colossus Asterisk, his sharp blue eyes scanning the vast expanse of stars outside the viewport. He was a man who carried himself with quiet confidence. His short brown hair was streaked with gray, a reminder of the years he'd spent commanding ships in both peace and war. Beside him stood Commander Rachel Monroe, her blonde hair tied neatly into a bun. She was known for her quick thinking and ability to stay calm under pressure. Together, they made a formidable team. The Colossus Asterisk was about to embark on its first mission beyond human-claimed territory. For weeks, rumors had been circulating among the crew about strange signals detected near the edge of uncharted space. These signals weren't random bursts of energy. They were patterns, too complex to be natural. Some believed they might belong to an alien civilization. Others thought it could be a trap set by unknown enemies. Either way, the crew knew this mission would change everything. Dr. Emily Carter, the ship's xenobiologist, approached the captain with a tablet in hand. Her dark eyes sparkled with excitement as she spoke. "Captain, I've analyzed the signal again. It's definitely artificial. Whoever, or whatever, sent it is trying to communicate." She paused, her voice lowering slightly. "This could be our first real contact with intelligent life." Logan nodded slowly. First contact was something every member of the crew had dreamed about, but it also came with risks. Lieutenant James Cole, head of security, stepped forward. A tall man with broad shoulders and a stern expression, he rarely smiled. "We don't know what we're dealing with out there," he said firmly. "If this is some kind of advanced species, we need to be ready for anything." Rachel placed a reassuring hand on Cole's arm. "We'll proceed carefully," she said, "but we can't let fear stop us. This is why we're here, to explore, to learn, and to represent humanity." Logan agreed. Turning to the crew gathered on the bridge, he raised his voice slightly so everyone could hear. "Listen up," he began. "This is a historic moment. We're about to step into the unknown, and yes, there are dangers ahead. But remember this, we're not just representatives of Earth, we're ambassadors of all humankind. Whatever happens, we face it together." The crew erupted into applause, their nerves momentarily replaced by pride. As the Colossus Asterisk moved closer to the source of the signal, the mood aboard the ship shifted. Excitement buzzed through the corridors, mixed with a healthy dose of apprehension. No one knew what lay ahead, but one thing was certain: the next chapter of human history was about to begin. Outside the ship, the stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to humanity's bold leap into the cosmos. The US Colossus Asterisk drifted silently through the void, its powerful engines humming faintly as it approached the source of the mysterious signal. The crew worked tirelessly, their movements precise and focused. On the bridge, Captain Logan Hayes stood with his arms crossed, watching the main view screen. A map of the surrounding star system flickered on the display, highlighting a dense nebula glowing faintly in shades of blue and purple. It was beautiful but unsettling, like a painting that seemed to shift when you looked away. Dr. Emily Carter leaned over her console, her fingers flying across the controls. She had spent hours analyzing the signal, breaking it down piece by piece. Now she turned to face the captain, her expression filled with both excitement and caution. "Sir," she said, "the signal is coming from somewhere inside that nebula. It's not just random noise. It's repeating in cycles. I think it's a message." Logan raised an eyebrow. "A message? From who?" Emily hesitated before answering. I don't know yet, but whoever sent it knows we're here. The pattern changed after we entered the system. It's almost like they're responding to us. Commander Rachel Monroe stepped closer, her sharp mind already working through the possibilities. If this is an attempt at communication, it could mean we're dealing with intelligent life. This might be our chance to make contact. Lieutenant James Cole, however, wasn't convinced. His deep voice cut through the conversation like a knife. Or it could be a lure. We've seen enough old Earth stories about ships being drawn into traps by clever enemies. We can't assume this is friendly. Rachel shot him a look. And we can't assume it's hostile either. If there's even a small chance this is genuine communication, we owe it to humanity to investigate. Logan nodded slowly, weighing their words. He trusted Rachel's judgment, but he also respected Cole's caution. The decision rested on his shoulders, and he knew the stakes were high. After a moment, he spoke. We'll proceed carefully. Dr. Carter, keep analyzing the signal. Lieutenant Cole, prepare the ship's defenses. We're not taking any chances. Commander Monroe, plot a course into the nebula. Let's see what's waiting for us. As the Colossus moved closer to the glowing clouds, the crew grew quieter. The nebula loomed ahead, its swirling gases creating strange shapes that seemed to dance in the darkness. Some of the younger crew members whispered among themselves, speculating about what they might find. Were they about to meet their first alien species? Or was something far more dangerous lurking inside? On the observation deck, a few crew members gathered to watch the approach. Among them was Ensign Maria Lopez, a young navigator who had joined the mission straight out of training. She pressed her hands against the glass, her wide eyes reflecting the shimmering colors outside. Do you think we'll actually see aliens? She asked softly. Her friend, technician Daniel Kim, chuckled nervously. If we do, let's hope they're nicer than the ones in those old movies. Back on the bridge, the tension was palpable. As the ship entered the nebula, visibility dropped sharply. The swirling gases blocked most of the sensors, leaving the crew blind except for short-range scans. It felt like sailing through fog, unsure of what lay just beyond sight. Suddenly, the ship shuddered slightly and alarms blared. Everyone froze, their hearts pounding. Report. Logan barked. It's the signal, sir, Emily replied quickly, her voice steady despite the chaos. It's getting stronger. And there's something else. She adjusted her screen, her brow furrowing. There's a massive object dead ahead, bigger than anything I've ever seen. Logan stared at the view screen, where a faint outline began to emerge from the haze. Whatever it was, it dwarfed the Colossus asterisk. Its shape was unfamiliar, sleek yet jagged, pulsing faintly with light. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Logan gave the order. Take us in closer. Let's see what we're dealing with. The Colossus crept forward, its crew holding their breath. They didn't know it yet, but their lives, and the future of humanity, were about to change forever. The US Colossus inched closer to the massive object, its presence looming larger with every passing second. The crew stared at the view screen, their faces a mix of awe and unease. The structure was unlike anything they had ever seen. Towering and spire-like, it stretched endlessly into the nebula's glowing haze. Its surface shimmered faintly, as if alive, and strange patterns of light pulsed across it in rhythmic waves. It wasn't just big. It felt ancient, like it had been there long before humanity even existed. Captain Logan Hayes leaned forward slightly, his eyes narrowing as he studied the structure. What do we know? He asked, his voice calm but firm. Dr. Emily Carter glanced up from her console, her fingers still racing over the controls. It's hard to say, sir. The material doesn't match anything in our database. It's not metal, not rock. It's something else entirely. And those lights, they're not random. They're part of the signal we've been tracking. Lieutenant James Cole frowned, his hand resting instinctively on the hilt of his sidearm. So, what? This thing is some kind of alien transmitter. Possibly, Emily replied. But it's more than that. Look at the size of it. This isn't just a communication device. It's a monument. A statement. Whoever built this wanted others to see it. Commander Rachel Monroe stepped closer to the view screen, her sharp gaze scanning the structure. If this is a message, then we need to figure out what it's saying. And why it's here. Logan nodded. We'll send a team to investigate. Dr. Carter, you'll lead it. Lieutenant Cole, you're with her. Keep everyone safe. Commander Monroe, you have the bridge. Emily's heart raced at the thought of stepping foot on an alien artifact, but she kept her expression professional. She grabbed her gear and turned to Cole, who was already checking his weapon. Ready? She asked. As I'll ever be, he muttered, though his tone suggested he'd rather stay on the ship. A shuttle detached from the Colossus *, carrying Emily, Cole, and 2 other crew members, Ensign Maria Lopes and Technician Daniel Kim. As they approached the structure, the air inside the shuttle grew tense. None of them spoke, each lost in their own thoughts. What would they find? Would they even survive? The shuttle landed gently on a flat section of the structure, which seemed to adapt to their presence, forming a stable platform beneath them. Emily led the way, her scanner held out in front of her. The surface beneath their boots was smooth and cool, almost glass-like, but it didn't feel fragile. Strange symbols covered the walls around them, glowing faintly in shades of blue and green. This place feels alive, Maria whispered, her voice trembling slightly. It's not hostile, Emily said quickly, trying to reassure her team. At least, not yet. These symbols, they're part of the signal. I think they're trying to communicate. As they moved deeper into the structure, the pulsing lights grew brighter, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Suddenly, the ground beneath them vibrated softly, and a low hum filled the air. Everyone froze, their eyes darting around nervously. What's happening? Cole demanded, his hand gripping his weapon tightly. Before anyone could answer, the symbols on the walls began to shift and rearrange themselves. Then, without warning, a beam of light shot down from above, enveloping the group. For a moment, they were blinded, their senses overwhelmed by the brightness. When the light faded, they found themselves standing in a vast chamber, its ceiling lost in shadow. In the center of the room floated a holographic figure, a tall, slender being with shimmering skin and elongated limbs. Its eyes glowed softly, and its voice resonated in their minds, bypassing language barriers. "Welcome, travelers," it said. "I am Calorin of the Velari. You have journeyed far to find us." Emily gasped, her heart pounding. First contact had finally happened, but now what? The crew stood frozen, their eyes locked on the glowing figure of Calorin. The alien's voice echoed in their minds, calm and soothing, yet filled with an undeniable power. It wasn't speaking in any language they knew, but somehow they understood every word. Emily Carter felt her knees weaken slightly, overwhelmed by the enormity of the moment. This was it, the first contact humanity had dreamed about for centuries. Calorin tilted its head slightly, studying the small group with curiosity. "You are not from this region of space," it said, its tone gentle but firm. "What brings you here?" Emily swallowed hard, forcing herself to step forward. Her voice trembled as she spoke. We detected your signal. We came to investigate, to learn." Lieutenant James Cole remained tense, his hand still resting on his weapon. He didn't trust the situation, no matter how peaceful it seemed. And why send a signal at all? He asked sharply, "Why lure us out here?" Calorin turned its glowing gaze toward Cole, its expression unreadable. "We did not seek to lure you. Our signal is a beacon, an invitation for those who are ready to join the greater community of the cosmos. Your arrival suggests that your kind has taken its first steps beyond its cradle." Captain Logan Hayes' voice crackled over the comms from the Colossus *. "Dr. Carter, report. What's happening down there?" Emily glanced at the others before answering. Sir, we've made contact. They call themselves the Valari. Their representative says they've been waiting for visitors like us. Logan hesitated for a moment. Be careful. Keep us updated. His tone was calm, but Emily could hear the tension beneath his words. Kellerin gestured gracefully, its movements fluid and deliberate. Your caution is wise, but unnecessary. The Valari mean you no harm. We have watched your species grow, observed your struggles and triumphs. You have shown great potential. Maria Lopez, standing quietly behind Emily, whispered to Daniel Kim. Do you think they've been watching us this whole time? Daniel shrugged, his face pale. Maybe. Or maybe they're just really good at guessing. Emily forced herself to focus. If you've been watching us, she said to Kellerin, then you know we're still learning. We don't have the technology or knowledge you do. Why reach out to us now? Kellerin's shimmer back aboard the U.S. Colossus *. The crew buzzed with a mix of excitement and unease. The meeting with Kellerin had left them with more questions than answers. Captain Logan Hayes stood on the bridge, his arms crossed as he stared at the massive alien structure through the viewport. It loomed in the distance, its glowing spire pulsing faintly like a heartbeat. He could feel the weight of the decision ahead pressing down on him. Dr. Emily Carter paced near the central console, her mind racing. She replayed every word Kellerin had said, trying to make sense of it all. They're offering us guidance, she muttered to herself. But why? Why now? Lieutenant James Cole wasn't convinced. Standing nearby, his arms folded tightly across his chest, he spoke up. Guidance sounds nice, but I don't trust it. Nothing in this galaxy is free. If they're helping us, they want something in return. Commander Rachel Monroe glanced at Cole, her expression thoughtful. Maybe they do, or maybe they're just trying to help. Either way, we can't ignore what they've shown us. This could be the chance humanity's been waiting for. Logan turned to face his crew. We need to think carefully about this. Whatever we decide, it will affect not just us, but everyone back on Earth. We have to weigh the risks. Emily stepped forward, her voice steady despite the nerves swirling inside her. Sir, Kellerin mentioned testing our courage and unity. Maybe that's what this is about, a way to see if we're ready for what's out there. Rachel nodded. It makes sense. First contact isn't just about shaking hands, or whatever aliens do. It's about proving we're capable of handling ourselves in a dangerous universe. Logan sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. All right, let's say we accept their challenge. What does that mean? Do we fight? Solve some kind of puzzle? Before anyone could answer, the ship's sensors began to beep loudly. Everyone snapped to attention as Ensign Maria Lopez called out from her station. Captain, the structure is sending another signal. It's different this time. Logan moved quickly to Maria's side. Different how? It's mapping out coordinates and patterns. Looks like instructions. Maria hesitated, then added, I think it's setting up a simulation. A simulation. Logan frowned. For what? Emily leaned over Maria's console, studying the data. It's a combat scenario. They're inviting us to participate, to show them what we're capable of. Cole straightened up, his jaw tightening. Combat? Against who? Them? Probably, Emily replied. This might be their way of testing us, seeing how we handle pressure and strategy. Rachel stepped closer, her tone firm. If we refuse, they might see it as weakness. But if we win, her voice trailed off, leaving the implication hanging in the air. Logan considered the options for a long moment. Finally, he nodded. We'll accept. Lieutenant Cole, prepare the ship for the simulation. Dr. Carter, stay close. I want you monitoring everything. Commander Monroe, keep an eye on the structure. If anything feels off, pull us out immediately. The crew sprang into action, their earlier uncertainty replaced by focus. The Colossus maneuvered into position as the simulation began. Suddenly, holographic ships appeared around them. Alien vessels unlike anything they'd seen before. Their sleek designs glowed faintly, and they moved with unnatural speed. Cole barked orders, his voice sharp and commanding. Shields up. Weapons online. Stay alert. The first wave of enemy ships charge, firing beams of energy that crackled against the Colossus shields. The crew responded swiftly, returning fire with precision. Explosions lit up the view screen as the battle unfolded. Rachel coordinated tactics from her station, her calm demeanor steadying the crew. Target their engines. They're faster, but less armored. Emily watched the simulation unfold, her heart pounding. They're learning from us, she said. Every move we make, they adapt. Logan gripped the railing, his eyes glued to the chaos outside. Then we adapt too. Show them what humanity's made of. The fight grew intense, the crew pushing the Colossus to its limits. Just when it seemed the odds were insurmountable, Logan issued one final order. Divert all power to the main cannon. Fire everything we've got. A massive beam of energy shot from the Colossus obliterating the remaining enemy ships. Silence fell over the bridge as the simulation ended. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Calorin's voice echoed in their minds once more. Well done, travelers. You have proven yourselves worthy. The crew of the US Colossus sat in stunned silence as Calorin's words echoed through their minds. The alien's voice carried a tone of approval, but it also held an unspoken weight, a sense that this was only the beginning. Captain Logan Hayes exhaled slowly, his hands gripping the railing in front of him. The tension on the bridge began to ease, replaced by a mix of relief and curiosity. Well, Commander Rachel Monroe said finally, breaking the quiet. I guess we passed. Lieutenant James Cole didn't look convinced. His arms were still crossed, his expression guarded. Past what, exactly? We just blew up some fake ships in a simulation. That doesn't tell us anything about what they really want. Dr. Emily Carter turned to face him, her eyes bright with excitement. It tells us they're willing to work with us. They tested us, and we proved we can handle ourselves. That has to mean something. Logan nodded slowly, his mind racing. It does mean something, but like Lieutenant Cole said, we still don't know their endgame. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before anyone could respond, Calorin's holographic form reappeared on the bridge. This time, it seemed closer, more vivid, as if the alien was standing right there among them. Its glowing eyes scanned the crew before it spoke again. You have shown strength, intelligence, and unity, Calorin said, its voice resonating deeply. These are qualities needed to survive in the vastness of space. Now, we offer you a choice. A choice? Emily asked, leaning forward slightly. Her heart quickened with anticipation. Calorin nodded. The structure you see before you is not merely a beacon or a test. It is a gateway, an entrance to realms beyond your understanding. Through it lies knowledge, resources, and connections to civilizations across the stars. However, such power comes at a cost. To use the gateway is to invite attention, from allies and enemies alike. Logan frowned, his brow furrowing. What kind of attention? The kind that cannot be ignored, Calorin replied cryptically. There are forces in the galaxy who would seek to control the gateway for their own gain. If you accept our offer, you will become guardians of this technology. You must be prepared to defend it, and yourselves. Rachel stepped closer, her sharp gaze fixed on the shimmering figure. Guardianship sounds noble, but what happens if we say no? Do we just walk away? Calorin tilted its head slightly, as if considering the question. If you decline, the gateway will remain closed to you. You may return to your home without interference. But know this, opportunities like this rarely come twice. To turn away now is to limit your species' potential. A heavy silence fell over the bridge as the crew absorbed Calorin's words. The decision rested squarely on Logan's shoulders, but he knew he couldn't make it alone. Turning to his officers, he spoke firmly. This affects all of us and everyone back on Earth. I want your thoughts. Dr. Carter. Emily hesitated for a moment, then straightened her posture. We've dreamed of this moment for centuries, to step beyond our limits and join the galactic community. If we walk away, we might never get another chance. I say we accept. Cole shook his head immediately and risked dragging humanity into conflicts we're not ready for. No thanks. We don't even know what's waiting for us out there. Rachel's voice cut in, calm but decisive. But staying safe hasn't gotten us anywhere either. Look how far we've come already. If we keep playing it safe, we'll always be stuck looking up at the stars instead of reaching them. Logan listened carefully, weighing each perspective. Finally, he turned back to Kelleran. Give us time to think. This isn't a decision we can rush. Kelleran inclined its head gracefully. Time is yours, but do not take too long. The universe waits for no one. With that, the hologram faded, leaving the crew alone once more. For the next several hours, debates raged throughout the ship. Some argued passionately for accepting the offer, while others urged caution. In the end, Logan called a meeting of senior officers to cast a vote. When the ballots were counted, the decision was split down the middle. Logan stood quietly for a moment, staring out at the glowing spire. Then he made his choice. We accept, he said firmly. Humanity's future depends on taking risks. Let's show the galaxy what we're capable of. As the words left his lips, the structure began to hum softly, its lights pulsing brighter. The gateway was opening, and the crew of the Colossus braced themselves for whatever lay ahead. The hum of the alien structure grew louder, vibrating through the hull of the US Colossus *. The crew stood frozen on the bridge, their eyes glued to the massive spire outside. Its glowing patterns pulsed faster now, shifting into intricate designs that seemed almost alive. Captain Logan Hayes gripped the railing tightly, his knuckles white as he watched the gateway begin to activate. Sir, Ensign Maria Lopez called out from her station, her voice trembling slightly. We're detecting a surge of energy coming from the structure. It's building up. Dr. Emily Carter leaned over her console, her fingers flying across the controls. It's stabilizing, like it's creating a portal. I've never seen anything like this before. Lieutenant James Cole stepped closer to the viewport, his hand resting on the hilt of his weapon. This feels too easy. One decision, and suddenly we're walking into another dimension. Something's not right. Commodore Rachel Monroe shot him a sharp look. Not everything has to be a trap, Lieutenant. Sometimes, opportunities just come when you least expect them. Cole grunted but didn't argue further. He knew better than to challenge Monroe in front of the captain, especially during such a critical moment. Logan turned to face his crew, his expression calm but serious. Whatever happens next, we stay focused. We don't know what's waiting for us on the other side of that gateway. Dr. Carter, keep monitoring the energy readings. Lieutenant Cole, prepare security teams in case we encounter anything hostile. Commander Monroe, stay sharp at your station. This is uncharted territory. We need to be ready for anything. As the orders were carried out, the structure's glow intensified until it became almost blinding. A shimmering rift appeared at the base of the spire, swirling with colors that defied description. It looked like liquid light, twisting and folding in on itself. The sight was mesmerizing, drawing everyone's attention despite their fear. Kelleran's voice echoed in their minds once more, soft but commanding. Step forward, travelers. The gateway awaits. Beyond lies knowledge and connection, but also responsibility. Are you prepared? Logan hesitated for only a second before nodding. We're ready. His voice was steady, though inside, his heart raced. The Colossus moved cautiously toward the rift, its engines humming softly as the ship approached the swirling vortex. As they drew closer, the air aboard the ship seemed to vibrate, and a strange warmth spread through the corridors. For a moment, It felt like the entire universe held its breath. When the ship finally entered the gateway, the crew gasped in unison. The view screen filled with an endless expanse of stars, galaxies, and nebulae unlike anything they had ever seen. They weren't just looking at space. They were seeing multiple layers of reality, dimensions overlapping and intertwining like threads in a cosmic tapestry. This can't be real," Emily whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. She clutched the edge of her console, as if afraid she might fall into the view itself. "It's beautiful," Maria murmured, her voice barely audible. "And terrifying." Logan took a deep breath, trying to process what he was seeing. "Stay alert, everyone. This isn't just a light show. It's a glimpse into something far greater than we imagined." As the Colossus drifted deeper into the gateway, Kellerin reappeared on the bridge, its shimmering form casting a faint glow across the room. "Welcome to the Nexus," it said, its tone reverent. "From here, you may access countless worlds and civilizations. But remember, the power to explore comes with the duty to protect. Not all who seek this place share your values." Rachel frowned, her sharp mind already analyzing the implications. "What kind of threats are we talking about?" Kellerin's glowing eyes darkened slightly. "Forces that would destroy or enslave weaker species. Empires driven by greed and conquest. If you choose to remain guardians of the gateway, you must stand against them." Cole crossed his arms, his skepticism evident. "You're asking a lot. How do we even know we can trust you?" Kellerin tilted its head, studying Cole with an unreadable expression. "Trust is earned, not given freely. You have proven yourselves worthy thus far, but the true test lies ahead." Logan stepped forward, his voice firm. "We'll take that risk. Humanity doesn't back down when the stakes are high. If protecting this gateway means safeguarding the future, then we'll do it." Kellerin nodded slowly, its form flickering like a flame. "Then your journey begins now. Learn, grow, and prepare. The galaxy will soon know of your presence, and not all will welcome it." With those words, the alien vanished, leaving the crew alone amidst the breathtaking expanse of the Nexus. The Colossus floated silently, surrounded by wonders beyond comprehension. For the first time in history, humanity had stepped into the wider universe, and there was no turning back. The Colossus drifted silently in the Nexus, its crew overwhelmed by the sheer scale of what lay before them. Stars and galaxies stretched endlessly in every direction, their light twisting and folding like ribbons in an infinite dance. The view screen displayed scenes that defied logic, worlds floating upside down, rivers of energy flowing between planets, and structures so vast they made the Colossus look like a speck of dust. It was beautiful, awe-inspiring, and a little terrifying. Captain Logan Hayes stood at the center of the bridge, his eyes scanning the view. "Dr. Carter," he said, breaking the silence. "What do we know about this place?" Emily Carter adjusted her glasses, her hands trembling slightly as she studied the data streaming across her console. "It's hard to explain, sir. This isn't just space. It's layers of dimensions overlapping. Time, distance, even physics. They don't work the same way here. We're seeing things no human has ever seen before." Lieutenant James Cole frowned, his arms crossed tightly over his chest. "Great. So we're lost in some cosmic funhouse with no idea how to get home." Commander Rachel Monroe shot him a sharp glance. "We're not lost, Lieutenant. We're exactly where Kellerin said we'd be. This is the Nexus, a gateway to countless worlds and civilizations. The question is, what do we do now?" Logan nodded slowly. "We start exploring, but carefully. Dr. Carter, keep analyzing everything you can. Lieutenant Cole, make sure security teams are ready for anything. Commander Monroe, plot possible routes through this, whatever it is." As the crew began their tasks, Emily noticed something strange on her screen. A faint signal was emanating from one of the nearby structures, a massive ring-shaped object floating in the distance. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal, and symbols similar to those on the spire pulsed along its edges. "Captain," Emily called out, her voice tinged with excitement. "I'm picking up another signal. It's coming from that structure over there." Logan turned to the view screen, his gaze locking onto the ring. Could it be another alien artifact? Something left behind by the Velari? "It's possible," Emily replied. "But it might also belong to someone, or something, else." Cole stepped closer, his hand resting on his weapon. "Or it could be a trap. Let's not forget who's watching us out here." Rachel placed a calming hand on Cole's shoulder. "We won't rush in blindly, but we can't ignore it either. If this place really is a gateway, that structure might hold answers." After a brief discussion, Logan gave the order to investigate. The Colossus moved cautiously toward the ring, its sensors scanning for any signs of danger. As they approached, the symbols on the structure began to glow brighter, pulsing in rhythm with the ship's movements. When they were close enough, a shuttle detached from the Colossus carrying Emily, Cole, and 2 other crew members. Inside the shuttle, tension hung thick in the air. No one spoke as they landed gently on the surface of the ring, which seemed to adapt to their presence, forming a stable platform beneath them. Emily led the way, her scanner held out in front of her. The surface was smooth and cool, much like the spire, but the symbols here were different, more intricate, almost alive. They shifted and rearranged themselves as if responding to the crew's presence. "This feels different," Maria Lopes whispered, her voice shaking slightly. "Like it knows we're here." Before anyone could respond, the ground beneath them vibrated softly, and a low hum filled the air. Suddenly, a holographic figure appeared, not Calorin, but another being, shorter and more humanoid in appearance. Its skin shimmered like gold, and its eyes glowed with a soft amber light. "Travelers," it said, its voice warm yet commanding. "You have entered the Nexus. I am Zoran, guardian of this realm. Your arrival has been anticipated." Emily stepped forward, her heart racing. Anticipated? By whom? Zoran tilted its head slightly. "By those who seek balance, and by those who seek power. Your presence here will tip the scales. Choose wisely." Cole tightened his grip on his weapon. "What does that mean? Who's watching us?" Zoran didn't answer directly. Instead, it gestured toward the horizon, where distant ships began to appear, their shapes unfamiliar and menacing. "Your test begins now." The distant ships grew larger and more menacing as they approached, their jagged designs cutting through the glowing expanse of the Nexus like shards of broken glass. The crew of the US Colossus stared in stunned silence, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and determination. Captain Logan Hayes clenched his fists tightly, his sharp blue eyes locked on the view screen. "Identify those ships," he ordered sharply. Dr. Emily Carter worked quickly at her console, her fingers flying across the controls. "I'm not getting any clear readings, sir. Their technology is beyond anything we've seen before. But there's something familiar about them." Lieutenant James Cole stepped forward, his hand gripping the hilt of his weapon. "Familiar how?" Emily hesitated, her voice trembling slightly. "They match descriptions from Calorin, the ones who don't share humanity's values. These could be the hostile forces we were warned about." Zoran's holographic form flickered faintly beside them, its golden skin glowing brighter as it spoke. "The Zorathians have come. They seek to claim the Nexus for themselves, to bend its power to their will. You must decide, will you stand against them, or will you retreat?" Logan turned to his crew, his expression firm but calm. "We're not running. Not now, not ever. Commander Monroe, prepare the ship for battle. Lieutenant Cole, get your security teams ready. Dr. Carter, keep analyzing their movements. We'll need every advantage we can get." As orders rang out across the bridge, the tension aboard the Colossus was palpable. For many of the crew, this would be their first real combat outside human territory. Ensign Maria Lopes sat at her station, her hands shaking as she adjusted the ship's shields. Technician Daniel Kim worked furiously to reroute power to the weapons systems, sweat beading on his forehead. No one spoke. They didn't need to. Everyone knew what was at stake. The Zorethian ships moved with unnatural speed, surrounding the Colossus in a tight formation. Their hulls bristled with weapons, and strange symbols glowed ominously along their surfaces. Without warning, the enemy opened fire, beams of searing energy lashing out and striking the Colossus shields. Alarms blared throughout the ship as the crew scrambled to respond. Shield holding at 60%. Rachel called out, her voice steady despite the chaos. Return fire. Target their lead ship. The Colossus roared to life, its cannons unleashing a barrage of energy blasts that lit up the Nexus like fireworks. Explosions erupted around them as the two sides clashed, each side refusing to yield. Cole barked commands over the comms, coordinating the defense teams in case of boarding attempts. "Stay sharp," he shouted. "If they break through, we'll handle it." Emily watched the battle unfold, her mind racing. She noticed something odd about the Zorethian ships. They weren't just attacking blindly. Every move they made seemed calculated, probing for weaknesses. "Captain," she said urgently, "they're learning from us. Every shot we fire, they adapt." Logan gritted his teeth, his jaw tightening. "Then we adapt faster. Commander Monroe, plot evasive maneuvers. Keep them guessing." Rachel nodded, her fingers dancing across her console. The Colossus twisted and turned gracefully, dodging incoming fire while returning salvos with precision. Despite being outnumbered, the crew fought with everything they had, their unity and determination shining through. But the Zorethians were relentless. One of their ships broke off from the main group and launched smaller drones toward the Colossus. The drones swarmed like insects, peppering the ship's hull with rapid-fire blasts. Shields dropped dangerously low, and panic began to creep into the crew's voices. "We can't hold out much longer," Maria cried, her voice cracking under the strain. Logan took a deep breath, his mind racing for a solution. Then he spotted an opening, a gap in the enemy formation. "Dr. Carter," he said firmly, "can you disable their shield generators?" Emily hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "I think so. If I can overload their frequency, it might work." "Do it," Logan ordered. "Commander Monroe, redirect all available power to the main cannon. We're going to punch through that gap." The crew sprang into action, working together with desperate efficiency. Emily adjusted the targeting system, locking onto the enemy's shield generators. Rachel coordinated the power transfer, her hands moving with practiced precision. Finally, Logan gave the order. "Fire." A massive beam of energy shot from the Colossus, piercing through the gap and slamming into the Zorethian flagship. The enemy ship shuddered violently before exploding in a brilliant flash of light. The remaining ships faltered, their formations breaking apart as they retreated into the depths of the Nexus. For a moment, the bridge was silent except for the hum of the ship's engines. Then, slowly, cheers erupted among the crew. They had won, for now. But Logan knew the fight was far from over. The Zorethian ships disappeared into the glowing expanse of the Nexus, their retreat leaving behind a tense silence. The crew of the US Colossus let out a collective breath, their bodies sagging with exhaustion. Captain Logan Hayes stood at the center of the bridge, his hands resting on the railing as he stared at the spot where the enemy had vanished. The battle was over. For now. But the victory felt hollow. "They'll be back," Lieutenant James Cole said grimly, breaking the quiet. His voice carried a weight that echoed everyone's thoughts. "They didn't come all this way just to give up after one fight." Logan nodded slowly, his expression thoughtful. "You're right. This isn't the end. It's only the beginning." But we've shown them what humanity is capable of. That's something. Dr. Emily Carter leaned against her console, her face pale but determined. We held our ground. Against all odds, we did it. But why did they leave so suddenly? They had us outnumbered. Commander Rachel Monroe stepped closer to the view screen, her sharp eyes scanning the emptiness left by the retreating ships. Maybe they realized we're not an easy target, or maybe they were testing us too, just like Calorin did. As if summoned by her words, Calorin's shimmering form reappeared on the bridge. Its elongated figure glowed softly, its glowing eyes fixed on the crew. You have faced your first trial and emerged victorious, it said, its voice resonating calmly in their minds. The Zorethians will remember this day, and so will others. Emily frowned, her curiosity outweighing her fatigue. What do you mean? Who else is watching us? Kellerin tilted its head slightly. News of your arrival in the Nexus will spread quickly. Some will see you as allies. Others will view you as a threat. Your actions today have marked humanity's place among the stars. Logan straightened up, his voice firm. Then let them know this. We're not here to conquer or destroy. We're here to learn, to grow, and to protect what matters. If anyone tries to take that away from us, they'll regret it. Callerin's form brightened faintly, as if pleased by the response. Your courage and unity are rare qualities in this galaxy. Guard them well. The Valari stand with you, but even we cannot shield you from every storm. With those final words, the alien vanished, leaving the crew alone once more. The bridge fell silent again, though this time it wasn't filled with fear. It was filled with resolve. Rachel turned to Logan, her tone steady. What now, sir? Do we stay here and fortify our position, or do we move forward? Logan gazed out at the swirling cosmos surrounding them, his mind racing with possibilities. We keep moving. There's still so much we don't know about the Nexus, and about ourselves, but we'll proceed carefully. Lieutenant Cole, work with Dr. Carter to analyze everything we've learned from this battle. Commander Monroe, map out safe routes for exploration. We need to stay one step ahead. As orders were carried out, Emily approached Logan, her expression thoughtful. Sir, do you think we made the right choice? Coming here, accepting the gateway. Logan looked at her, his eyes reflecting both pride and uncertainty. I don't know if it was the right choice. But I do know this, it was the brave choice. Humanity has always thrived when we dared to take risks. Out here, in the unknown, we'll find challenges, but also opportunities. And I believe we're ready for both. The Colossus drifted deeper into the Nexus, its crew working tirelessly to prepare for whatever lay ahead. For the first time, humanity wasn't just looking at the stars, it was part of them. The journey would be long and fraught with danger, but every member of the crew knew one thing for certain: they weren't alone anymore. As the ship sailed through the endless expanse, Maria Lopes whispered to Daniel Kim, her voice tinged with awe. Do you think people back home will believe us when we tell them about all this? Daniel chuckled softly, shaking his head. Probably not. But that's okay. One day, they'll see it for themselves. And with that, the US Colossus pressed onward, carrying the hopes and dreams of humanity into a future brighter and far stranger than anyone could have imagined.